What's up, everybody? This is episode 2 of the Fighting Nerds. I am Anthony, and this is Wes.
That's me.
Today we're going to be talking about this fight's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. Good. But one was canceled, no?
So it's UFC 198 tomorrow in Brazil, headlined by Fabricio Verdum versus Stipe Miocic.
Nice.
And the fight that got canceled that Wes was talking about was Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva.
I was so disappointed because that would have been a sick fight. I mean, Uriah Hall is an amazing fighter to watch, and you got Anderson Silva, just like, you know, Uriah, I'm sure he looks up to Anderson. I mean, like, he's
For
a
sure,
phenomenal striker.
I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And, I was talking about Uriah Hall, but Anderson Silva, I mean, like, you know, I have to say he's probably one of my favorite fighters of all time. If you take him in his prime, no one strikes like him, and I don't think there'll be a fighter quite like him. So it's disappointing to hear that, you know, he had an unfortunate illness that prevented him from fighting.
Gallbladder. He had to get a gallbladder surgery, if I'm not mistaken.
That's horrible. You know, it reminded me of Brock Lesnar when he was diagnosed with diverticulitis, that intestinal disease.
He was actually probably going to be one of the greatest heavyweights.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he had his wrestling pedigree, and he was just, you know, people, you know, they're obviously haters because he came from the WWE, but people forgot he was an NCAA champ wrestler.
Yeah, he was a footballer. He played football too.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he was so powerful and strong, and he wasn't a bad striker, and he has that weight behind him. I'm like, you just take a look at that fight with Frank Mir, the one where he got his revenge after Frank Mir tapped him out. That was, you know, I was watching him ground and pound, and he just held him in a close quarter position. It was just like short, crisp punches, and, you know, finished him from there. Like, he was just his lunchbox hands just smashing him.
He's huge. This guy's huge.
You know, but, you know, it's unfortunate. He was super athletic and had great conditioning. I really think that was the only thing that slowed him down, was that disease, and it's unfortunate, and I hope Anderson recovers that. But he's getting old, but you have to hand it to him after coming from that crazy leg injury. You know, that usually
his leg and
like, I remember people, when I saw that, it was scary, and you don't like seeing one of the guys you look up to get hurt like that, and that was a potential. It's usually a career-ending injury.
Usually, yeah.
And anyway, it's just sad. I'm disappointed he's not there, but I'm really looking forward to Verdum Miocic, because I'm a Miocic fan.
Yeah, I think he might pull this one off. I think we're gonna have a new hashtag.
Yeah, I think his conditioning is top notch. He's a hard hitter.
Yep, he's very hard.
He's a good wrestler, pretty decent wrestler. And Verdum, though, you have to say, like, if this was, you know, 5 years ago, the thing that Verdum's striking, since he's been training since his camp been added. Forget his name. Their striking coach,
Rafael Cordero.
Yeah, Rafael Cordero.
MMA.
His striking skyrocketed.
Yeah, I remember there's sorry to interrupt. There's a video of whatchamacallit, Wanderlei Silva versus Fabricio Verdum, and they were sparring, and it just looked like Wanderlei was just overwhelming him with striking. And then I think that was probably a few years ago, but then I think that would we would see a different result now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even if
especially in striking.
And like, Verdum surprised me in the last couple of fights. Since, what was the fight? I can't remember. It was one of the fight nights, I think, where he started showcasing his striking, and I was impressed. I'm like, where did this come from? He's outstriking this guy, and he outstruck Cain Velasquez to win the title. Yep. He actually forced him to shoot for a takedown that was actually sloppy, to at least in
Velasquez.
He was also
really tired too.
Yeah, he was tired, and he was just overwhelmed. I don't know if it was because he just underestimated his striking, because that can play a factor in the psychology of sport, or combat sport. But I was really impressed with Verdum, and especially at this late stage in his career. Like, he's already 36, 37.
Yeah, he's fairly old.
Yeah, for an athlete,
yep.
And for him to like exponentially grow like that's impressive to me, because it's almost day and night if you compare it. Like, when he beat Fedor, you know, that was like a big surprise that he did, but it was his jiu-jitsu that beat him, you know?
Right.
And he's probably arguably the best jiu-jitsu practitioner in the heavyweight division.
Category, yeah.
And so, like, you know, you can give him that, but then for him to his striking is clean, it's crisp, it's technical, and he's really applying it well, but mixing it well like a true mixed martial artist, which is really refreshing to see. I'm looking forward to that fight though.
How is Miocic's ground game though? Say like if it were to come to the ground game.
He could. I mean, if he knows how to position himself to at least, use the striking and combine the striking with it, and just be, all he just really has to do is just know how to defend properly.
Right.
Like even when I did my amateur fights, I'm not the best jiu-jitsu practitioner, but I know how to mix it up well, and I would use it. Like I faced guys who were like high-level grapplers compared to me, at least, and I would out-grapple them in an MMA setting because they were so used to just grappling from like just pure grappling.
Right.
They were preconditioned to do that, whereas I mix it up and I'm mixing with strikes. You start wailing on the rib cage, especially with those gloves. While they're in there, it's kind of hard to pull off some of the moves, but you can't just stay like that either. You can't just hope that punch is gonna, or else you end up in a.
You might get caught.
Yeah, you might get caught like Chael Sonnen against Anderson Silva. He was dominating that fight, and that's another example. Despite he was kind of, I wouldn't say lucky. I mean, it's his skill that got him. But Anderson was dominated for 4.5 rounds, 4 rounds and 3/4, and he just ended up opening up, and that one mistake cost him the submission loss, right? But throughout the ride, Anderson, you could see him. He's pulling off his open guard, but Chael just started overwhelming him, like smothering him, and just throwing relentless strikes in that ground and pound position. And UFC fighters are like it. GSP, dominated his career that way too. Just like although he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he mixes it up well, and that's if Miocic can mix it up like that, even if it goes down to the ground, I think he has a very strong chance, and it could come down to who's better conditioned for that fight.
Right.
But Miocic has that. He has that punching power. That's the thing. Verdum actually, almost, I could even say Verdum has become might even be the sharper striker right now. But Miocic is a brilliant striker as well. But I'm a big Stipe Miocic fan. Like I've always I like his style, and he's so like humble, and it seemed like the only way he got this is he finally was vocal about getting a title shot.
I forgot what fight it was. I think after
was it Rothwell? No. Who did he fight? I can't remember either. Was it Ben Rothwell? No.
It might have been Rothwell, but
or was it? No, it wasn't.
I remember right after the fight, he was like. He was really vocal.
He was vocal about it, and it was cool to finally see it because he basically
really wanted that title.
I get my shot now, right?
Yeah,
that's all he said.
And then he looked at Dan and he was like it's my turn now, kind of thing.
Dan's alright. He gets the shot, but sometimes it works. Unfortunately, that's how the fight game works a lot. I mean, it happens a lot, but I'm glad it did for him because he deserves it. He has a phenomenal record. He's fun to watch. He's strong, solid. Yeah, if you hear background noise, like we got guys fighting in the back.
Yeah, they're play fighters.
They're play fighting. Not really. They're actually simulation fights where my Senshido guys from out of town are here. So they're doing awesome. Anyway, yeah.
Well, who else is on that card?
Isn't it the debut of Cyborg?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably. I'm looking forward more to that fight than the Verdum Miocic fight.
Really?
Because I want to see Cyborg in the UFC finally.
Well, they gave her somebody like I don't know too much about her opponent.
Leslie Smith.
I know she's well rounded, and a pretty good striker. I don't know I haven't really watched her a lot. She's pretty experienced though, but obviously, I mean that's what they do, right? Like when they bring in a superstar from outside. Or something.
They kind of give him
they kind of, I don't want to say feed
it to the wolves.
But I mean, who knows? You never know. Depends. I haven't seen Cyborg fight in a while, but she's a beast. I mean, she's dominating.
Beast.
Yeah.
If she's able to make 135, I think she'll wipe the bantamweight division.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, she's athletic. She's strong. She's relentless.
Man.
And she just I haven't seen how she deals with somebody with a height advantage. So if she fought, I would be interested how she deals with Holly Holm.
Yeah,
just because I've never really seen her fight somebody with that reach, and Holly's she has that crazy reach and extensive striking background. But Cyborg is also might be a little more well-rounded. She has good grappling skills. strong, and she's like I said, she's relentless.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to see her against at least. I would like to see Holly Holm versus Chris Cyborg because of Holly's her fighting style. She's a counter striker.
Yeah, she's a counter striker. She has good boxing
compared to
kickboxing.
Cyborg, which is pretty much just
she's a pressure fighter
in your face all the time, and
not the cleanest striker, but sometimes you don't have to, especially in MMA. Anything can happen.
I mean, look at Ronda.
Yeah. I mean, she does. Yeah, well, but she you have to handle like sure her striking like people we kind of take that back. People were judging Ronda, like how could she have lost? They thought the thing is she was up against somebody with like I don't know how many pro fights in boxing and kickboxing. Ronda never fought in boxing, and like her coach, he's a boxing coach, sure, but just enough to do which. But like even in her fight against Carrera, what's who? Beche. Where she knocked, when she knocked her out, the thing is, when she knocked her out, the thing is, sure, Beche was like she had good striking, but like Ronda got tagged in the sequence. Like she just happened to have a stronger chin, but she like her boxing is obviously not there. At least when it comes to like sure she knocked her out, but it was just because both of them just went at each other, and it was just who caught the other one first. But Holly Holm is a different story. She's more technical, and she knew how to position herself, and she had that reach. And also, Ronda's footwork was like horrendous compared to Holly Holm. I'm not trying to insult her. I'm just stating a fact that she,
I think we all can say that her striking is not. It's kind of.
She's not. Yeah, she's not a bad striker, and something you don't have to be the best striker in MMA.
I mean, she did knock out Correa, so I mean,
but that was more because that was an opportunity strike. That was just her being able to catch her because they kind of just both went at each other. Yeah. But Holly Holm picked her apart.
Yeah, because she's a counter striker, and if you come at someone that's a counter striker, I mean, you're gonna get demolished.
Yeah, a counter striker knows how to deal with a pressure fighter. But on top of it, because like Ronda is a pressure fighter in that close range. She's not a pressure fighter like with volume strikes, like somebody I don't know, like Diaz brothers, for example, who they're pressure fighters but volume. They throw a lot of strikes,
like Pacquiao.
Yeah, exactly. Like Pacquiao's and that's usually good against. It's ideal against a counter striker because then you can eventually your strikes will land. But Ronda couldn't find that range and bridge that gap, so it was hard for her to. That was a tough match for her. But I would definitely like to see Cyborg against Holly as well.
Or Ronda. That's the fight that everybody wants.
Everyone wants to see
everybody
that.
Wants to see that.
Yeah, because like I would be curious to see how well Ronda's judo background would do against somebody who pressures, because like that might actually come into her favor.
Exactly.
It's almost like a rock paper scissors match. Like they say, styles make fights. I actually think Ronda has a better chance of beating Cyborg than Holly does, but Holly probably would pretty much, I'd say like at least 7 out of 10 times would beat Ronda. I don't know about Cyborg, just because Cyborg's so relentless. So I have to see, and I've never seen her deal with somebody with that kind of pedigree and striking. Because look at Holly against Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate has a similar, at least she has that relentlessness too. Like nowhere near like Cyborg. She's not as powerful as Cyborg, but she just kept going after her, and I think that's what gave Holly the most trouble in that fight. Even though. I don't remember all the details of that fight. Was Holly winning most of the rounds, or
it was pretty close. It was pretty close. I mean, I had Holly winning. Up until she had got submitted, but I mean, that's I mean, she did get submitted by Miesha. I think the thing that Miesha did best in that fight was opposite to Ronda, which just came at her all the time.
Right.
Miesha kind of like she went the strategic route.
Yeah,
she kind of played it cool. She didn't really
she didn't force anything.
Exactly. She stuck to the plan. She was more strategic. She waited out about.
If you look compared the two fights, it's true. Ronda was found very not hesitant, but she was like trying to. It's as if she was trying to match the striking game, and obviously didn't work. And she was like bouncing around a lot, trying to match the footwork. But you can't outbox a boxer if you're not a boxer or a kickboxer or whatever. And Ronda is even when we're grappling, even though she's she's relentless too, and she just grinds on top of somebody. Oh yeah, guys they're doing fight scenarios over there, and it's awesome. We should get them. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Wait,
Hey guys, hey, come here. That was good. You're on our podcast. This is Laval, one of the team members, Senshido team members from Toronto, and we have Shaka, a team member from New York.
These are the guys grunting.
These are guys grunting and fighting in the back.
Mostly him. No,
They're pointing fingers at each other now.
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, they were just they were. We like to simulate real fights, so if you're not familiar, just look up shameless plug Senshido.com. So yeah, but that was cool. Keep going. Don't stop on our account. Keep practicing.
It's funny because some of your like newer members, they were actually just leaving, and then they started going at it like they were like reenacting a scenario.
Yeah, I think they scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, kind of, because they were really going at it. I mean, like when you do Senshido scenarios, you kind of try to replicate what it will be like in real life.
Like
so I mean, like slapping, pushing your head. I mean, swearing, actually being relentless. That's what happens in real life.
That's the reality of a street scenario, right? Like that's the way we're trained. We were trained to. If you can't handle that emotional stress in a real situation, it doesn't like you won't be able to react accordingly either. Like you can learn every technique or concept and you can be perfect, but then if you never train like a guy in your face or like with that pressure, sometimes most of the techniques almost become rendered useless because and it ties in even in combat sports. You can't be good, and goes back to Ronda Rousey. Like, I think she was overconfident because she was so good. She felt she was good on the pads, but that's different when nothing beats sparring. Nothing beats sparring a live opponent.
Yeah.
She did get to spar with, I forget his name, he's a really good boxer, Armenian boxer. They brought him in the camp. She was sparring with him, but it's not, she needs to do more of that often. Or you need to at least replicate. No, you don't necessarily have to try to copy the style or replicate the style of somebody because some guys are hard to replicate. But at least that energy, and those are what we call live drills, and this is what these guys are doing. They're and then you kind of freak people out the first time you do it because you're like in your face and you're screaming and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of gets, but it's that's the realism of it. Anyway, but. Back to the program.
Yeah. So Cyborg's pretty much gonna. I think it's easily. What was your pick on Verdum and Miocic? You said you want Miocic.
I want Miocic.
Yeah,
I like Verdum though. I really like Verdum, especially lately. I've become even more of a fan of him. But I think Miocic might pull this off because he's worked so hard for it, and I think he's gonna have a good camp. I think he has a good camp. I think he could outcondition Verdum, and that could be the difference maker in this fight. I give a slight edge. I'd say I would give like a 60-40 Miocic. I think so.
Yeah, I pretty much have the same.
Yeah.
I favor Miocic over Verdum, but I mean, again, it's also the heavyweights, like we said last podcast. Can't count them out. I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, just takes one hit. You never know. Like, you could walk into it, and Verdum could surprise you. Like, he could surprise us again. But if he's smart, he just throws the strikes to set up some ground game.
Yep.
Verdum's still a strong guy. He's a big guy too, right? But Miocic, he has that power, but he's a pretty clean striker too, and he's knocked out guys who have strong chins. So we'll see. But if Verdum plays it smart, knows how to get off the center line and throw his strikes accordingly, it could be it could be a long night for Miocic. It might be hard for him to bridge that gap, but it should be very interesting.
Next, we should talk about this fight. This fight is going to be a really good one as well. Vitor Belfort versus Jacare Souza.
Oh yeah, that should be interesting.
One of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the UFC right now.
In the middleweight division.
And then Vitor Belfort, legend.
Yeah. I'm a big Belfort fan.
Are you a what you call it?
TRT fan?
TRT Belfort fan?
I mean, obviously is. Well, you know what?
I think he was still okay. Although he was,
it's a touchy subject.
It was on TRT.
Hard. Yeah, it's hard to judge, but it doesn't change his skill.
Yeah, like he was on TRT, or like,
I don't advocate it, to be honest. Like I don't advocate the use.
For sure, yeah,
but I mean, it's a banned substance. But then again, so is marijuana technically, and that doesn't affect performance, or at least for most people, I guess. Unless some guys claim to be more focused. I don't know.
Or Nick Diaz.
Both Diaz.
Both.
But the thing is, but at the same time, like it's a banned substance. You shouldn't be using it. It does, used it for recovery in a recovery process.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, and you see it with other guys. Like, you could tell guys who were off it, like Overeem's body composition completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
He's off the TRT or whatever he was.
Any
on.
of the before or after pictures? I
Beef.
mean, there's a significant difference.
He claimed he ate a lot of beef, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You ever watch the Reem? You ever watch his reality?
No, I heard about that. There's a reality show.
Shout out to my bro David Gigliotti. Yeah, we this is our thing. We just talk about beef. In the show, he claimed the reason he's so big. This was back when he was cooking foods. Because I eat a lot of beef, all kinds of beef. Apparently, there's different kinds of beef. There's like beef, horse beef, deer beef, beef. He just said beef like 100 times. It was awesome. It's like, oh, that's what made him so big. It was
Right.
Beef.
That's what make him look jack,
Yeah.
So if you want to look jack, just eat beef. That's all you have to do.
All that beef he ate.
All that beef.
Beef, deer beef, horse beef, cow beef, beef.
Any kind of
He
beef.
said beef twice, like
Beef?
cow beef, horse beef, and
Beef.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that's gonna be again. Belfort though, even no matter what he's on, what question is his conditioning too. He can gas out, like, and it's shown several times. But if he lands one of those strikes, but he did, like, that's what cost him, I think, that loss against Weidman. Like, he rocked Weidman.
Yeah,
Like,
he tagged him.
He tagged him.
He did tag
but
him.
Weidman has a lot of heart. Like,
for
he
sure.
just grinded it out and was able to finish him. And that was an amazing performance on Weidman's part. But Belfort, like, if he, I don't know, like, it's just his conditioning is questionable because he puts so much, he has so much output in his style and fighting that it's hard to say in that. But Jakar is just, that guy's a sharp dude, and he can be fun to watch too. But sometimes he can play it safe. If he plays it too safe, I think he'll eat a shot from Belfort.
Jacare is still great on the ground. Though.
Oh
I think
yeah,
for sure.
His ground game is phenomenal.
Yep.
I like that fight. That's going to be an interesting fight. Oh, another fight. Matt Brown. Is Matt Brown fighting?
Yeah, Matt Brown versus Damian.
Yeah,
Maia.
that's going to be a cool fight.
Another Damian Maia is again another beast on the ground.
Yeah, but he's also improved his striking game, and I love Matt Brown because he always puts on a show and puts on a fight because he's relentless, and he has that, I don't know, there's that vibe about him, like he's just this tough guy. He just looks like a hard-working guy, and I've always appreciated him. But Damian Maia, like, he's one of our Senchito members from Finland. He's like, his lineage in jiu-jitsu is under Damian Maia.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
So he's shout out to Tuomo, my boy from Finland. Damian Maia is just so, and he's so technical. I think he may be the best jiu-jitsu artist in the UFC.
Yeah,
I think so. In my opinion, he's just so sharp, and like he's so technical, but he knows it. I think it took him time. I remember that fight he had with Mark Munoz, and he tagged him early. Munoz grinded out the win, but I was so impressed with his striking. But I think what happened was he kind of over-practiced his striking because he wanted to improve, and that kind of got him mixed up. But now he's found that, like, balance of the two, and makes him a dangerous opponent. And if he takes Matt Brown's back, I think it's done.
Yeah, I mean, he picked apart Gunnar Nelson pretty single-handedly.
Yeah.
I think
and I'm a big Maia fan. I like Damian Maia. Just overall, he's just really good. I'm picking Maia for that one.
My pick is Maia.
Yeah,
I was always a fan of him. And then this guy's on the, well, I don't know. He probably replaced Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva, but Warley Alves versus Brian Barberino. Barberino was actually the guy who tapped out Sage Northcutt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that bumped him up in fame, and now he's fighting on the main card.
Yeah. Oh, he's on the main card.
Yeah, he's on the main card.
Could be because of the injury, right? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know too much about him.
I don't know too much either, but I'm just like,
oh, good for him. I mean, he got bumped up.
He got bumped up to the main card.
Yeah.
You got Thiago Santos versus Nate Marquardt. Nate Marquardt is a veteran. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy's been fighting forever.
I'm a fan of Nate, just in general, just as a person. I hear nothing but good stuff about that guy. So
Yeah.
I'm pulling for him. I like him. He's a cool guy.
Francisco Trinaldo versus Yancy Medeiros.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good fight. John Lineker. Oh, this is a flyweight. John Lineker versus Rob Font.
All right, cool. It is a pretty good card, though.
Oh, here we go. What's it called? Little Nog versus Pat Cummins.
Oh, really?
Nice,
I
yeah.
didn't even know. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
This is a good card.
Well, Nog has been on a bit downhill lately.
I mean, he's old.
But he's getting old. I mean, he's a legend, living legend. But
Yeah.
Pat Cummins, that guy, he hits hard, and he had a good shot against who did he fought? He ended up losing, but anyway, yeah, Pat Cummins is he's a tough opponent though, and he's still young
And then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't really say anything
Anyway,
about the other fights.
that UFC card tomorrow looks good.
Yeah, it's a great card. I mean, it
debut of
sucks that-
Cyborg is probably the most attracting thing to that fight.
Yeah, it's the most anticipated thing, I think.
But So moving on, what else are we talking about?
Oh,
tonight?
you know what came out this week? Freaking Assassin's Creed.
Oh, the
live
trailer.
movie
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, this is our geek talk for it.
Yeah, this is geek talk for now.
First, we had the fight talk, a little bit of Coach's Corner. We could call it that.
Yeah, I
Coach's
guess
Corner
so,
by
yeah.
Wes.
Kind
What's
of
his Coach's Corner?
on the fly, but yeah.
Yeah, or you kind of just discuss, break down the fights.
Yeah,
Well,
it just comes natural to
because
me,
you're,
though.
I mean, you
Yeah.
are an MMA coach, so
I'm
it's easier for you to
A fight nerd.
fight. Yeah, I mean, we're both fighting.
Yeah.
So I mean, you break down the fights easily. We can
Yeah.
we can kind of call it your segment like Coach's Corner.
Yeah, why not?
You break the fights down, and so now we got geek talk.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed live movie trailer. Did you guys see that? You guys know about that?
No, you didn't know?
No?
You're a video game
Are you
fan.
video game? Yeah.
The Assassin's Creed trailer came out. Yeah, with Michael Fassbender. So they look like they're really respecting the game. I've only played. To be honest, I only played one of them. I actually have one of them.
I will play two of them
Yeah, but
because it's just.
but they look like they copy the movement. Well, at least according to the trailer, and the trailer looks good. It looks like they're respecting the game because it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but they have star power. You have Michael Fassbender and
Marion Cotillard.
Cotillard. She's a great actress, and
Both of them are great actors.
yeah, and they really look like they're respecting the game a lot, and which should be interesting because usually most video game movies suck.
Yeah. I mean, we can name numerous ones.
Well, I can't even. Can anyone think of
Super Mario Bros. John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. It was so. Some people argue it was so bad it was good, but I don't
No, it
even
was
go
just
that far.
bad.
Have
you seen the
first
Hitman
Resident?
one?
Yeah, I did see that. The first one with. Did they make any other ones?
Yeah, they made a second one. I didn't watch that one.
I didn't watch that one, but
Okay.
the first one, yeah, I saw it. But I honestly I wanted to like it, but I was in the theaters, and usually this doesn't happen. I actually fell asleep at one point, so I guess I didn't like it. Usually video game movies suck. So don't.
We've yet to see one.
The first Resident
good.
Evil was entertaining, but
It was.
to
Yeah, it
today's
wasn't.
standards,
Yeah,
it's
it wasn't true to the
to the game.
because they introduced a new character.
But
Alice,
the movie
and-
itself was
entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I can't think of it. Well, at the time, we liked Mortal Kombat. I watch it now. I'm like, wow, this movie is not even. Although,
Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
Oh man, I remember.
But the second one was horrible. Who remembers the animal? What is it called?
Animality.
Is that sounds wrong?
But
No, yeah,
You know
no,
what
it
it's
is
called.
animality.
Is it animality?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other word is bestiality.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I was making sure I wasn't saying that word, but I know I ended up
I was
saying
like,
it.
did I say the word that I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
Animality. I had to think about it for a
It's
second. No.
animality.
Not
yeah.
bestiality.
They did that thing. I remember watching. We were so excited to see the movie. Then Johnny Cage dies right in the beginning. Spoiler alert. And but they did the animality. I'm like, oh, they're gonna transform.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. It was like the worst special effects in a movie. I think they like obviously they rushed it. Like everything was bad. The only thing good about the Mortal Kombat was Robin Shu as Liu Kang. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He's cool. I've always liked that actor. Other than that, anyway, in the first one, it was kind of interesting. And then they changed Raiden. They didn't get Christophe Lambert. I'm using my French accent. Lambert. Christopher Lambert for you non-French speaking people. He was entertaining as Raiden in the first movie, or Raiden, whatever you want to pronounce it. But then they changed. I forget the actor's name, but then they changed him in the second movie, and I don't know, it was just so bad. But for at the time, it was just entertaining because it was the first time you see these characters on the screen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't even think of any other.
There's Street Fighter.
Is it Street Fighter?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah,
because he was in it. That was probably my favorite movie.
At the All-American Guile.
He's Guile. He didn't even have the hair though. He was just.
Yeah, not even. He did the flash kick against Raul Julia as Bison. I feel bad for Raul. That was, he passed. He died. That was the last movie he made.
It was.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's a phenomenal actor, and it kind of sucks that you end your career with that kind of movie. It was so bad. Like I remember at one point, like Dawson was in the movie. I'm like, and you see
at the
they
end.
teased that he had like his hands were shackled, so it was like it's to prevent. I guess it was to tease to prevent him from stretching,
Right, yeah.
stretch. He's like Mr. Fantastic, but there was no explanation. They didn't do it. Like what? Like I guess they didn't have the budget to make him stretch.
Yeah. Like
at least
When
I mean, it was
now
really so
can.
bad. They could have at least just like shown like cut scene and an arm,
and then just the middle of the arm, and then like go.
But even if he had shackles, how does it prevent him from stretching? Anyway,
we have no idea. Anyways, so yeah, I don't really think there's any other video game movie that
there was
lived up to
Silent
expectations.
No, not Silent Hill. Was it Silent? What's the? I'm not too big on like the one with the pyramid head.
Oh yeah, Silent Hill.
The Silent Hill.
Yeah,
apparently that was good.
I don't watch it.
I didn't watch it either, but I heard pretty good things. But it's like it was basically a horror movie. So.
I didn't watch it because I knew it was going to be bad. So.
Oh, okay.
I saw it, but I don't know.
I have no idea. But I heard like there's some pretty gory scenes, but it doesn't make a movie good. But Assassin's Creed could be the first like really good video game movie. If we're wrong, let us know. If you know another video game movie that's actually good or decent. Was Prince of Persia good?
I haven't seen that either.
Okay.
Is Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Trying to be the Prince of Persia.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. I just remembered that movie was made, but I guess not. If not too much is known about it.
People said that this movie might be like Prince of Persia because it's kind of like it's a fighting.
Yeah, fighting. Yeah.
But I mean, this is Assassin's Creed, so
yeah,
it's not the same. But
now speaking of another video game, I don't know how well it will do, and I don't know what the expectation. We have Warcraft.
I think it's gonna do well because you're not losing. It's not a
you don't
live
think
action
that,
movie
because like there's such a. Because Warcraft, well, at least Warcraft has existed for a long. I played the original one, and I played Warcraft 2, like the strategy game, and it was a fun game. But it goes back to then. But you don't think that it's like is this the right time to come out with this movie?
I think so. I think because they're trying to time it with the expansion of World of Warcraft, and I think.
Yeah,
because
so business-wise, strategy-wise,
because it's such a high-budget movie, it's all pretty much purely CGI.
And plus you have what's the actor's name? They're playing the main character.
I forgot.
He's the one on Vikings.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I think it'll draw some attention, or at least the fans from Vikings.
It looks
will come in.
visually amazing.
Yeah, for sure. It's purely CGI.
I'm pretty sure the fanboys of the game and. Speaking of Warcraft, it's the anniversary of Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
I heard about it. I never really looked at it, and I just saw it today.
You never watched the video before? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
This guy just runs in. So basically, they're doing a raid, and everybody's planning it out. This guy is like AFK. He's like not at his computer, and they're planning out their strategy. And then he comes back to the computer and just runs in. And then everybody just follows, saying that, we'll just follow him.
But what's funny is that is that his character's name? Or his,
yeah, it was his character's name. That's why.
He just calls out his
Leroy Jenkins, and he just runs in.
And then what's funny is watching the
charge.
video because they're on their mics, right? So we hear what they're discussing their plan to get into that dungeon or whatever, and then all the characters are take it easy, guys. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, you want to come in?
You wanna come in? Yeah.
Say hi to everyone. It's just a podcast.
Don't worry. It's not too professional.
Yeah,
They're rolling, guys.
We're not streaming. We could maybe edit you guys out after.
Just like put a black leg across my eyes.
Just put happy faces on them, or I don't know, or a little, put a video game character. Yeah. Take it easy. See you tomorrow.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, so you have the, so like, I started laughing because like it was the first time I knew about it, I heard about it, I never really watched a video.
Right.
I just knew about it because when I did play, I like actually I think you were the one who kind of got me into the game.
Well, we both played it.
Yeah,
Played
but
at some point.
I wasn't one of those addicts. Like I could play.
I was.
I could play. The only reason I would play long is because I was with a team doing some kind of dungeon or whatever.
Right.
And but it was funny just watching the people's characters. They're kind of, as soon as Leroy Jenkins runs in, everyone's just kind of like,
They don't know what to do because they don't know if they want if should we follow him, let him
just
die,
let him
like
die
let him
and-
die, and then whatever, like forget about him, or do we, we're a team, we're a guild, do we, go in as a team and help him out? But then I guess they decided to go and help him out. They're kind of decided, they're like, oh, okay, let's go. We're going. And then one guy's like, stick to the plan, guys. And Leroy just goes in. Oh man! And then it's just chaos at that point.
it's just him crying out, Leroy Jenkins. He just like
it's kind of like his battle cry.
But there's suspicion that it was staged.
Staged. Oh. Well, I mean,
Either way,
you
it's
don't
funny.
know. It doesn't matter.
It went viral. It was so popular that Blizzard made a card out of him.
They made a card. They they give tribute to him and
just
in
an
the
achievement.
Game. Yeah,
there's even a Leroy Jenkins achievement.
Exactly.
So, yeah, honor of Leroy Jenkins. It's the anniversary of Leroy Jenkins.
Today. Anniversary of
11
Leroy Jenkins.
years ago. That's crazy. How old were you?
I was 14.
That's crazy. I was like 11 years. Yeah, so I had to calculate. I was 22, so I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like the game's been around that long.
It's still going.
And it's still going. I haven't played in a long time. Now, it's funny, but it's true. I think that it's working. Their plan is working. Them doing the movie is kind of giving me the itch to kind of play. At least to play a little bit.
Exactly. It's not only does it give awareness to newer potential players for World of Warcraft, but also, like you said, kind of brings up some nostalgia and wants like people who quit the game to come back, because they kind of they have the itch for it. They see a bit of the lore.
I just hope it's not. I hope they really do a good job in the. I don't think they would screw up the movie, but I hope they do a good job. I don't know if I'll end up seeing it, but I hope they do a good job because I remember, and it was like a big disappointment, but it was a pure marketing ploy. When Wing Commander came out, it was a really bad movie. Like nothing happened.
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be amazing.
I thought it was going to be this awesome movie because I was
Prinze Jr.
And the guy who played Shaggy and Scooby Doo.
Yeah, the guy that's always like in they're on
typical
the same movies together.
Best friend character. Anyway,
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
I thought it was going to be awesome, but it was the first movie. I remember that it was the first movie that established that camera effect, like the Matrix, the whole freeze frame, and then it rotates.
Yeah,
it was
like bullet time kind of?
Yeah, the bullet time. That's it. And that was the first movie that did that, and it was the showcase. That was the only cool part. But the thing is, at the time, people who don't understand special effects don't really give a shit about that. they're just like, but it was so bad that you don't even see I went blank on what they were called, but the cat-like creatures. All you saw was like a paw and claws, and they were always good. So obviously, but it was a pure marketing strategy to set up the Star Wars, the new episode 1, 2, and 3, because that was the big thing. They were saying this will be the first movie that will showcase the trailer for episode 1 of Star Wars, and that's all it was. Because when we went to watch it, and I think some people left after they saw the trailer.
They just
wanted to see the trailer.
I just want to see the trailer.
That's kind of.
This
stupid.
was before like YouTube.
I guess you get your money back, so you can. So
this was before YouTube, so people can't share the trailer. The companies can't share trailers like on YouTube as
liberally now.
Yeah. So you actually had back then. You had to actually go to the movie trailers to watch you had to go to movie theaters to actually watch the trailers of movies coming up. So
it's true. Yeah, but that movie was so bad. So that's another bad video game based movie.
So you have Warcraft. Oh yeah, back to why I think a lot of people are going to see it. A lot of people are going to see it. It brings new viewers. It bring old players back to World of Warcraft, and also it'll bring up sales because the newest expansion, Legion, is coming out around the same time that the movie's releasing. So Blizzard's smart. I mean, they're a smart company. They know what they're doing for sure.
They always knew what they were doing, and like they know to time things well, and they created something special. Like there's not going to be another massive online role playing game like World of Warcraft. Like I usually don't even like those type of games. Like I barely even like role playing games, but I ended up liking that game, and I ended up playing it. And I think what attracts people, whether it's you playing and leveling up, and they do it in a smart way for you to level up, so that you get hooked to doing it, and you want to see that achievement, so to speak. And also you have like even just characterization, the customization. People just like any game where you can create a character. That's always like I can spend hours just creating a character.
Yeah, customizability.
It's pretty default settings for it, but then you try to get the gear and stuff.
Gear and everything.
You get gear that don't match. Whatever. It's powerful. It doesn't matter.
Well, they have a new thing called transmorgification, where you actually can change the look of your gear. So it looks like a set, anyways. But
that's cool.
World of Warcraft nerd over here, me. So I think it should do well. I was always one of the things that I loved about Blizzard were their trailers, and it was pure CGI. I'm glad that they went the CGI route rather than the live action, because I don't know how that would do. It'd be really high budget.
Oh, you mean the movie?
The movie. Yeah. I'm talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad they went the CGI route, the pure CGI route, because I mean their trailers always looked amazing in CGI, and I mean it would be hard to to replicate the orcs.
Yeah,
I mean, all that in live action.
The orcs had to be CG. It's like you have Hulk in the Marvel.
I mean, you have these huge guys.
You can't get a new Lou Ferrigno. For the Hulk, right? So you have to CG these characters.
Yeah, I mean, well, Lord of the Rings, look at the budget for that movie, and they did everything. A lot of the special effects, the makeup. I mean, now we're dealing with a completely different fantasy universe, World of Warcraft, where you have orcs, you have a bunch of different characters.
Yeah. Well, the orcs this time are the orcs are different from like Lord of the Ring orcs. They were guys in costumes, but
exactly.
But you have the giants and
we have these huge. Hulk looking.
Yeah, orcs.
Hulk looking characters on the screen. You kind of have to make them.
Yeah,
CG.
they have to be CG. Like to today's standards, you can't go any other way. Plus, the technology is getting better, and
they look
a little more realistic. And plus, they match it with everything CG. People take time to adjust, and you say, "Oh, it all looks fake," but then you get caught up in the magic of that world, like Avatar, for example.
Exactly. Yeah.
If everything is consistent, then you get caught up.
Yeah, you kind of get immersed into the. Yeah, once you're watching it, you kind of get immersed into it. In any movie, really, you get immersed into the movie itself, and you kind of. That's one of the reasons why people watch movies. They kind of want to escape reality. And
when's it coming out?
Actually,
the end of summer, no?
Towards August. Like around August. That's when the expansion comes out, I believe.
Yeah. So we'll by the time it comes out, we'll maybe go in a nostalgia route and talk a little bit about playing Warcraft.
I'll tell you all the stories. I mean, I played hours and not even hours, days of playtime on World of Warcraft.
Like people get it. I had one friend, one of the friends who played it, online friends, the people you meet in the game, and this person was an insomniac. I went in just to check my mail in the game or whatever,
your mail system,
mail system, so I can collect anything that I put in auction house and stuff like that. So I see my friend, I guess it was a she. I never met her, so it could be
you don't know because
dude.
You don't know because guys like to make female characters.
So anyway, she claimed to be a woman, and I was there, and I see her on. I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm just collecting my mail. I was like, cool. I was like, yeah, I'm doing some raid, whatever, or dungeon. I leave. I had to go. I go. I forget if it was work or school at the time. I don't remember. And good 7 hours. And I came back home. I remember it was I think it was even an evening shift. I was so I wake up at I was working evening shifts. Wake up. I checked my mail. It was around 12 or at noon. I see, hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah. All right, I'm going to work. I come back. I decide I'll play when I get home. So I get home by 11 p.m. because I finished work at 10. Get home 11, and I see she's there, and I assume that she logged back. Hey, you came back on at the same time? No, I've been here the whole time. You've been here. You've been playing for 7 hours straight. Yeah, actually longer because I was there before you got. I'm like, you're crazy.
That sounds like me when I used to play like hardcore.
Yeah,
it used to be all day.
Yeah, no, I only played long when I would do because I was in the dungeon. That's why I was like the slowest leveler ever.
Well, you kind of took your time when you leveled.
Yeah, so. I didn't mind I probably should try to level faster. But I didn't do dungeons for a while because I'm still learning how to play the game. So, but I probably feel like a noob again going into it. And plus, I know they changed things around.
Yeah, so they made it easier to level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they made it easier for the casual gamer to level up to.
People complain that but it's funny that actually how it translates to real life. We'll end on this note, I guess. But it's like when I had to do it, I had to collect this much gold to get my mount or whatever. Yeah. Now it's easier. But you know what? The thing is, you kind of have to go with the flow. It's like in real life, it's actually replicating real life in a way. It's like things get easier over time. Technology gets better in general. Like if not, we'd all be riding horses to work, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to. The game has to evolve that way. Otherwise, it just stays stagnant.
Exactly.
So people complain, but then they're still playing anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So UFC fights. Check it out tomorrow.
It depends when we actually air this podcast.
I'll probably upload it tonight or tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Right.
So whatever you watch it, Saturday, May. What's the date today?
May 14th.
May 14th.
When the prelims start at 7 and
7-ish. I think main card starts at 10.
Yeah.
I think. Usually does. Check out UFC 198 tomorrow. Go watch the new Assassin's Creed trailer if you haven't seen it. I think it's either going to be a big success or a big fail.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
usually,
much.
It usually is.
Usually is with those type of movies, but it depends on what kind of. I don't know if there been any early. No, when's that movie coming out?
This one, it's this year, I believe.
Yeah, it's this year.
I don't know
just
when
it is
exactly.
Time. We don't know where.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the first trailer.
The thing is, they have like some pretty star power. I don't think they would have agreed to roll just because of money. Because Fassbender, I don't think he's really made many bad movies. And
exactly. Yeah, so I mean, the director is the guy who did Macbeth. I haven't seen the movie, but I saw the trailer, and the cinematography looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would expect the same for this movie, and which is, I guess, pretty cool because it's during the Spanish Inquisition era. So all the buildings and stuff. It should. Yeah. I think visually it would look really good. And then
good for the parkour fans too.
Exactly, because you see him jumping. I forgot what his name is, but you see him jumping from building to building. If he does
Desmond's
no,
character?
I'm not sure. I think it's a different guy. I think they're trying to separate it from the video game.
That's true because you said the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, they haven't done the Spanish Inquisition yet in the video game. So I mean, the cinematography will look great. It will look visually stunning. You'll see him jumping from building to building, doing the parkour. Parkour fans will love this. Him climbing probably a bell tower and jumping into the wagon of hay. I mean, everybody will recognize that and probably cheer. The nerds will just jump in there, jump out of their seat and clap.
Yeah. Just watch the trailer. You're gonna see they respect at least the concept that the game did. Yeah. Him being able to trace back to his past if you don't know what the movie or the game is about. But it looks interesting. At the very least, it's interesting, and it's the assassin's look and so on. So it should be I think he's going to do well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have high hopes for this. And watch the Warcraft trailer if you haven't watched it yet. We talked a bit about that, extensive bit about that actually. So watch the Warcraft trailer, and if you haven't, watch the Leroy Jenkins trailer because this guy hasn't watched it.
I just watched it today for the first time. It's hilarious. I was just crying out Leroy Jenkins all day. Just
I mean, it's the new battle cry, Yeah. So I think
that wraps it up.
Yeah, we'll end it
here. We'll have new stuff for you next week. And if you ever, hopefully we have. Last time I said maybe all 5 viewers. Maybe we have 6 now watching our stuff. 6 or 7, hopefully. If you have any questions or Q&A stuff, anything you want to ask,
you can write in the comments below if you want. We haven't set our social media up yet. We'll do that soon.
Where?
Down here. Yes. If you have any questions, you want advice or anything, it could be anything related, like fighting, combat sports, video games.
That would be mostly him.
Mostly him. Or the fighting will go to him. We're really open to any questions. Really, we'll answer anything that you post down in the comments below.
Yeah. And we'll also have some guests over time too.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm excited for the guests that I know. Wes has a lot of contacts that really exciting.
We'll try to get some interesting guests on here, hopefully, and talk about whatever we relate to. I know a couple of pro athletes that should be fun to see their thoughts on what we do, and some of the maybe even some questions of their own.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.